challenges is look like the municipalities, they don't have a system to make a follow-up in terms of those projects who are on place, who are on kickstart or implemented. I'm just quoting that because no crime is open. Other day I was visiting at in Gudwini, this under Inglaterra's municipality.
Yes.
When I visited there on my job as a constituency, I was visiting my constituency as a member of the parliament. I stayed in this office because this is a government office actually, because it's just getting funding from the government to pay everything. So they did allocate us offices because they want to do that service that we do today. When I visited my constituency, because if you're a member of the parliament as a member of the NFP, the whole was as your constituency. Particularly if you talk about my portfolio, community housing, agriculture, and public works. That is my constituency for the whole was because I'm only one member from the NFP who's supposed to take care in terms of to get our members, our people, our society, they get what they deserve from the government. From that one, we just allocate them in terms of assist them. When I went there, I found that they have a slab of the LGTV houses who was built. They told me that May last year, and then December time last year, and then the contract was moved from the site till today. It was no follow up until I know that issue, and then I raised a motion to the parliament. I'm happy that when I just raised the motion to the parliament, the Department of Housing, they did take an action to make a follow up, to try to just appoint another new contract to just go to get that job done, because another one was failed to do a service. And then you understand that the contract they fail, the failing of the contract, they just become the impact and burden of the government, who look like he is failed to deliver. While already he was appointing the service provider to do a job for him, for the government. But if the service provider is failing, all the impact they come to the portfolio committee and the department. That's why I mentioned that even the municipalities, if the municipality they do have a capacity, they make the projects from the provincial, from the national, to be done so quick and done properly, because they just know what they want to do. But if the municipality don't know what they were supposed to do in terms of the challenges, they give the provincial government a frustration. Department, because the local government itself is a copter,
yes.
And then they end up also involving agriculture, because the AIA, in terms of environment is concerned, is another sector. End up the land is another sector, because the land has a lot of challenges. And we found that the government just identified and then they agreed about the piece of land. And then in terms of the land is owner, when you starting to just want to implement the project, you found that land does not belong to those people that it is belong. But you can't proceed. You can wait until you resolve the land issue before you just go to start. So the delay of houses is have a lot of challenges around that, because also we did make a law that you can't put a house when you don't put a water. Now our new approach is said to the local government, when you just identify the land to be built in houses, you must make sure that you also connected water, connected lights, because now we won't allow our community now to be suffered like before they suffered, because the previous government don't care about our people getting running water and electricity. But now the new approach, they need to be combined together. Even to just starting, they just have a lot of challenges, because you need to combine this thing from the beginning. Because if you didn't combine it from the beginning, otherwise they just go to be overlapping, while they just go to done already.
Thank you. What strategy in terms of law as legislatures do you as a legislature have in terms of encouraging saving water, in terms of making sure that the law really takes its place when it comes to us as the citizens, to government facilities, to schools, to clinics, to all public amenities, having to take the water drought issue seriously. How does the legislature find way encouraging water use?
I think the members of the parliament and all leadership in terms of our president's concern, they said mouthful about try to informing our society how it's important to save the water. So they think they need to be educating our people about that. Because I understand that some of the people they thought that is a story if you talk about the shortage of water, because they didn't see themselves how water is shortage. As a man that come from a shore where I'm come from, I know what to talk about if you talk about a drought. I see our livestock just being died now because no water at all. But in terms of the saving, it's a long process that's supposed to be done to our people, because our people, they never taught about the importance of to saving water. Even the government, they never done anything enough in terms of to keep water in our province. If you know that they do have a lot of big rivers in KwaZulu-Natal, big ones, who we never think that one day there's just going to be no water, but today is no water. The government has totally failed to provide the leadership in terms of the water's concern. I can tell you that if you go to Bushaston, they do have a big water who never get water to be finished, to be dried there. But the government, they didn't provide about the big dams to save that water. And then also here we have a still around in Devon. The government and then we were supposed to just come up with a new approach. How can we get a water from the seas, and then to provide that water in terms of the sanitation, in terms of the toilet, showering the toilets. You know, because if you want to shower a toilet, they don't need the clean water. You need something to take that rubbish take away in a smooth way. But I think from now the government is supposed to learn about the future, to try their best to keep a lot of water as they can. And then I did write a letter to the director of agriculture, to informing him about that. I have a vision that while we have a drought, we need to revisit all our empty dams now, particularly in the rural area, to try to clean up, to take all that rubbish who just done when there was a river water there, to make them clean, so that when the rain is coming, they come with a clean them, so that we're able to catch a lot of water in our provinces. But I know that they just going to take time, because to do that now, the government, they don't have enough equipment now. If anything they just think that is correct, they just go to appoint a service provider. They just go to take time to appoint a service provider, and then we end up the rain is coming while the dam it wasn't cleaned. And then we just go to also fail to save a lot of water, because if the rain is coming while the dam is clean, we just go to keep a lot of water in our dam. And then also the government, they need to check that it's not a proper to identify each and every district to have enough big dam to keep water. But at the moment, I don't think anything is in place in terms of our government's concern. But what they did, we appreciate that they tried all the best to keep the water tank, to try to provide our people, to put a Jojo tanker, some of the areas where they need the water. They did try to do that, but it's not enough. As I mentioned earlier on, before I started our discussion, that even the government, they like to do anything they like, but the challenge is funding. Because even the KwaZulu-Natal government is relying on the national water minister to provide us about funding to assist him about that area who are affected about the drought. But one thing which I know, when the drought taking place, the heavy rain is following that one. But also I don't think that as a department, they do have a provision for that, because I'm telling you, after the drought, the big rains is coming and also they destroy everything. We also need to be cascade that one. When they come up, we need to be, they get us ready to prevent that one. Yes. The Minister of Culture, Nzuza, he did announce about the system which is supposed to be followed in terms of trying to minimize to using the water. As a lawmaker, as a member of the legislation, we can't make any laws about that because we have only one laws. But it's only municipalities who they do have a power to put in a bylaws in terms of the say it's not allowed now to wash your cars with a water to using a hose pump. You're not now allowed to just if you have a small garden to put in a hose pump. But that one is just belong under local government, which is they call themselves is a bylaws of the municipalities.
Thank you. As a legislature member, what would you say to our viewers at home? What message would you give them in terms of having to save the water in this crisis that we are facing?
Job, my message to our society outside there, particularly in KwaZulu-Natal, I appeal with them that they must save that water, the scarce that we have, because it is a reality that we don't have water now. If the whole December we didn't get enough water, it seems that January we have no water for the whole KwaZulu-Natal. I'm talking about the experience. 2 weeks ago, I went to Tumbe in terms of my job as a member of the parliament. I went to the Tumbe. When I'm just going to the PNP, where my party was booked for my accommodation. When we entered to the PNP, the manager of the PNP, they just came up, they just asked me a meeting with all of us because I was not alone. We were a group. We came there to the accommodation in different occasions. He did explain to us, they said, my guest, I want to inform you that we don't have water. I'm just going to allocate to you a 25-liter bucket of water to get in a bath today, and then also tomorrow you'll get a bucket of 25 liters of water to make a bath when we wake up. I'm talking about experience. I've been to be getting a bucket in the PNB because of short of water. So now if the people just thought that is a story because they get it now, but maybe they don't get it in December time or January. So it is very important for all of us to save water as much as we can. I appeal all the members of the society, particularly the adults, to teaching the young ones they mustn't misuse water.
Thank you very much to Mr. Nzuza.